Welcome to this episode of Icecorp in the Great White North, where we teach Americans and our friends across the internet about supply chain in Canada. I'm Paul, Today we're going to be talking about cross-dock. So what's cross-dock? Cross-dock is an alternative way of moving your cargo closer to your customer. So what does that mean? Well, if you're a company that has a lot of orders to a lot of your customers, but not enough to necessarily put inventory in another country like Canada or the United States, cross-dock is a great alternative. What you do is you consolidate all your orders into a bigger order and move the cargo, clear it across the border, move the cargo to a partner who's got a warehouse and dock space. You separate the orders to your different customers and move it to your carriers and let them handle the last mile. This does a lot of different things, which I'm going to explain in my graphics. So imagine you're an American company looking to move cargo to multiple customers in Canada. And moving each individual shipment can get really expensive with all the individual customs clearances, or your customers have to pay for it. So this way is you grab your cargo and all your multiple orders, and you put it on a truck. You become a non-resident importer, and you have that truck move to the border and clear it across the Canadian border, and it's ultimately, after it's cleared, it moves to your logistics partner. And at your logistics partner, they divide up the orders based on each customer, and then they facilitate the last delivery mile to your customer. And it's really good in terms of managing the vendor compliance and making sure that it gets to where it has to go and when it's supposed to be there. A cross-dock model allows you to move your freight closer to your customer in a more cost-effective manner, and then you can distribute using domestic freight rates to your customer in a less expensive manner. It also controls, at your cross-dock, how and when your cargo gets delivered in a much better and efficient manner. So remember, if you're a company that's maybe too small to have inventory in Canada, but the cost of transportation is kind of limiting you as to how many sales you can make in Canada, a cross-dock solution is a great alternative for companies that might be maybe a little too small to have inventory held in Canada or the United States, and maybe a little too large where the transportation costs are really limiting your ability to keep your costs down. The great part about the cross-dock is that it can work in a couple of ways. If you're an American company, you can move that cargo into Canada and distribute to your Canadian customers. Or if you're a Canadian exporter, you can consolidate your orders and cross-dock it into an American point and become a non-resident importer and distribute it with the domestic carriers. It's a great way of getting to your customers faster, with little delay and little extra cost. I want to thank our sponsors, Icecorp, the experts in e-commerce, retail, and dropship distribution. This is Paul Condeco from the Great White North, and out.